so much darker when a light goes out than if it had ever shone.
Kilo 12, calling on VH channel 16. Over.
Nothing on the AIS.
Nothing.
Keep trying.
Repeat. Stationary vessel in position. 23 degrees, 10 decimal, 45 minutes south. 71 degrees, 18 decimal, 41. Only one way to find out. I see a docking port up ahead. Hold on tight. Here we go. Please let everything be all right. Please let everything be all right.
Okay, we're tied off. Rain may be letting up too.
Ha! And the foxhounds are live and sniffing.
Foxhound mapping network connected.
We really think these mapping drones are worth it?
We have to map the whole thing. With the salvage reports, there's no way we do that without drones. And we're borrowing them, Mac, not buying them.
Borrowing has a price too.
Look at it, Mac. If it's empty, this changes everything for us.
Not everything. Sorry. You're right. I'm gonna head into the rig.
Hey, let's sync the QSDs.
Quantum storage device. Shared storage is now current.
Is active?
Yeah. Still can't find the spare device though.
Oh, it's on Moses. I needed its battery.
Great. QSD on a toy bear. It'll be passing at seashells and barnacles.
He's more than a toy.
Hey everybody, welcome. So, still change of pace for Master Colony. Gonna do Stasis Bone Totem. So, I saw. Hold on a second. It might sound a little quiet. Let's see. up my volume just a little bit. Testing. That's a little better. Okay, so this is a point and click game, puzzle game, and it's the previews the preview that I saw for it, and everything looks really interesting, and the story, at least from what I could gather just from what's on the store page, looks really interesting and kind of right up my alley of the type of thing I like. So figure we give this a whirl, and I like puzzle games too, so I thought it'd be pretty good. So use an item by selecting inventory, click interactive location on the puzzle screen. Only use items on a puzzle pop-up screen. Right click to ping, highlight locations in the environment. Blue means interactive and green means just a description. Share an item by selecting and then clicking on a portrait, or grab an item by hovering over the portrait and choosing the item. Open the PDA to view archived conversations, logs, collectibles. Place items in the special inventory spots and manipulate them. Mac can break, bend, and crush an item. Charlie can repair or combine items. Switch characters by selecting their portrait. Okay, so that highlights. So green is just kind of like just gives us info. So bookshelf, variety of sentimental knickknacks occupy the wooden shelf. The rusty see a shit ton of Pope's favorite books. Bed, bathed in the glow, shed by the fairy lights. The thick blankets promise warmth and security.
We should really get rid of these. But yet...
Let's see.
How are we going to... It's just never ending.
A lot of bills. I'm gonna try to make it a big point to not to talk over the game commentary, everything like that. Alright. Family photograph of Mac, Charlie, and Hope. A cherished memory has been frozen in time. The smiling faces look back from behind the glass.
Oh. I keep waiting. But... Fool's errand. Never hurts any less.
Pile of levers have been stacked on a table. The words final notice came due and emblazoned the photographs. Super toy. Sophisticated robotic kid's toy casts a forlorn figure. The patchy fur betrays its age. However, this rare Mr. Kibbles model boasts a learning AI on par with modern alternatives. Wow, that thing's freaky looking. Okay. So I have some duct tape on me. We always solve our problems with a knife and duct tape. Same. Oh, okay. So, looks like we're missing something. Probably turn this thing on, I guess, because I think this is supposed to be a character you can play as well. Oh, you can ping on in here, too. Alright, yeah. I'm guessing I don't have what I need for that, so let's back up from that. Alright, here. Variety of workbenches have been set up around the deck. Preparation for any salvage or broken tools that may require repair or adjustment. Hope's crib. Rainwater drops from the crib's bulging wood. The bassinet's pink paint has been worn away by the weather, and the salt water has seeped through the little mattress. As a result, the impression left by a sleeping figure has almost vanished. I'm guessing they're off their dock. Congealed and rusty scrap crawled from the ocean's depths. Unfortunately, much of this metal has been corroded by sea wash and acid rain, rendering it useless. What year this will take place in? Forward. The ship's helm is a chaotic jumble of old equipment, charts, and novels, weathered by use. An entrenched aroma of caffeine emanates from the dashboard mounted espresso machine. What we got here? Comm tower. The ship's comm tower kept sturdy and functional throughout the years, and through the liberal and rigorous application of weld steel and ductation. Dark water. Void black broth flaps anxiously between the two hulls, as if distressed by the chafing proximity of ship and structure. Various plastic detritus clings desperately to the structure wall, the refuse of a once active workspace. Bridge. A retractable bridge, in addition to providing a convenient means to board and disembark, it also proves helpful when attempting to improvise access to salvage, making any crew roll out a welcome. Facade. The spotlights that illuminate the Deep Sea 15 logo are either off or non-functional. The loudest tell that the rig has been abandoned full and discarded.
Fuse housing is totally rusted. Gotta fix it at some point. You know, with all the free time that I've got.
Okay. Alright, got a fuse. Okay. Okay. That'd be like a Nintendo cartridge blowing in and be alright. Alright, so
Okay, let's see.
Blue sky systems posted. Active. All systems nominal.
Radio check, video check, vitals check.
I hear you. You seeing what I'm seeing?
Mm-hmm. Plug suits live. Signal is good. This rig is massive.
It doesn't look scuttled either. There's way too much equipment left behind.
sitting idle and unpowered, the Luna satellite dish idles, rust slowly claiming its surface. The amount of cargo left strewn about suggests the ship's demise may have come earlier. Hastily packed.
That is a long way down.
17.5 meters.
I could make it across that beam.
Nuh-uh, no way. It's too dangerous. I'll find another way across.
Hastily packed cargo. Cargo seems to hold personal effects of some of the crew who worked here. Awkwardly handled and imperfectly sealed. It seems they were packed in haste. Stacked cargo. Stacked cargo appears to contain disk drives. Water has found its way in, though, and it's unlikely any of the data has survived. Conduits. A dark curtain of runnels coat the wall below, portraying the presence of leaks within the piping. Landing. Darkness swallows the other side of the landing as the sound of groaning steel structures echoes in the wind. A thick layer of grime has collected within the deeper recesses here. While paint is peeled away from a lot of the piping, it's hard to tell if it is also a result of the installation being abandoned or simply negligence when the rig was still manned. Puddles. Various panels seem to have been pried from the flooring, though the reason for this is unclear. As a result, the puddles of rainwater have pooled into the exposed architecture. Cargo boxes. These containers seem to have been packed and placed in preparation for loading them onto a ship. However, the extensive weathering from the elements suggests such a ship never came. Examine like another lab is being set up on the mule. Dr. Kurt Dog Dared Motorman. Being set up on the mule. Yesterday's cargo resupply had at least a dozen stasis pods. This morning I processed a sizable neural cortex vat suspended in jelly. Not gonna lie, it made me hungry. I forwarded the security protocols to Paulus. Fortunately, the asshole still has me by the balls, and he knows it. I thought it was just in my head, but the more I listened, the more convinced I became that it was real. I asked everyone around me if they could hear it too, but they just looked at me like I was crazy. I couldn't shake the feeling that the music was there, though. It was so faint and ethereal, like it was coming from another world. I've never had an experience like this before, and it's really unsettling. I wish someone else could have heard the music too, so I wouldn't feel so alone in this. Investigate and order treatments for cybernetic degradation due to the salt air. See, I'm guessing because the marks on her face, it looked like she might have had some sort of work, maybe in her eyes, sort of cybernetics put in. Order a mag lift coupler bracelet. Investigate required spares for gas turbines and worn gate components. Order security latches for the maintenance lab. Check for new food and film catalogs. Message to Babs Darren, his wife or daughter maybe. Pending delivery. I fear that I may not express myself correctly if I try to tell you how much you mean to me, his wife. I am working on digging us out of the debt hole that I unwittingly put us in. I can only imagine the shock and disappointment you felt when you found out. I was sure the investment was good, but I recognize now that I have a lot to learn. I fully expect to repay the company and get you out of the debt holding facility in 5 years. I have a surefire way of making a ton of cash. I need to pay off a few game debts, and then I can get my system running again. You will always be right here in my heart no matter where I am. Love, Kurt. The pill pushers told me to start keeping a dream journal, so here it is. The same dream I had every night. I'm in a magnificent chapel. Large red and black stained glass windows with emblazoned images of Jesus and Mary are staring back at me. 1,000 voices hum in the background. I look down and have no arms, legs, or torso. My head is part of a seething mass of goop. I scream, and the entire mass vibrates, and I start humming the same tune. My lips are forced to move against my will. A human figure enters from the vestibule and tears my tongue out from my mouth. I am forced to look at the figure. It speaks. I do not understand its speech. Father Melvin would be proud that 3 years of religious education have finally borne fruit. What the actual hell? Jocker paste. 4 crates, 128 bags per crate. Don't confuse berry for strawberry again. 25 Biodays soup gel packs. Order 2 cable and piping spares for the mule, including replacing a mile of melted 10-inch steel core cable. What the hell could fry this line in the freezing Pacific? And 2 calcium injector units for Dr. Elpis. Captain, there are issues with DS-15. Are there issues with DS-15 outgoing mail? I've been trying to get a hold of my mother for the last month. Maybe it was his mother. That didn't seem right. It seemed like it was his wife. Last month, and every message I've sent is still marked as pending delivery. I've coned my settings a dozen times. I'm hesitant to push hard since Kine takes care of my mother as part of my contract. But she's the only reason I put up with this literally shit work and criminal pay. I spent the last 2 mornings unclogging sewage and scraping more of Kay's sorted experiments out of assorted containers. I think I deserve the right to check up on her. Can you help me out, Cap, for old time's sake? Bell maintenance keeps tripping the electronics up here, which is a pain in my ass. Kurt, do this. Kurt, do that. Kurt, fix this. So am I going to bypass Substation 1 and Substation 4, nuke them both from the system? Of course. That could result in a catastrophic fire, but that would be someone else's problem. No juice for the entire platform means a vacation for Kurt, dog. The dreams have stopped, but the chorus has gotten louder. I can now make out some of the words. Apple trees and pear trees are in blossom. Mist above the winding river float. Quarantine order as of corrupted. Wallace's drone races are on hiatus, which is bitter news. Worse yet, the quarantine went into effect before the last results and payouts were distributed. So I'm left twiddling my thumbs, waiting for this whole thing to blow over. I can feel in my gut that I won something, maybe even one big, and I can't help wondering if the greedy bugger isn't using the quarantine as a cover to cut me out. Let's see, 65 blog entries were erased remotely. And Cap's wife came up from the mule in a body bag. Please keep me safe in your care, Kane. Help me to feel your presence and know that I am never alone. Protect me from all harm and guide me on my path. May your love and grace surround me always. Alright, that's it. Okay, well, that was a lot. Alright, so...
Found the power generator. It's not spinning.
Explains why we didn't pick up any radio chatter. Think we can get it running?
Well, it's locked up, but yeah, looks intact.
Hold on, I'm coming up.
Okay. So, anything different?
Hi, Moses. Silly bear.
Okay.
I forget how frighteningly beautiful the ocean is at night.
Frightening's right. Especially during a storm.
Though there be fury on the waves, beneath them, there is none.
Says who?
At times like this, wish I had something to pray to. Please, let this all be okay. Let it be okay. Deep Sea 15. What is this place?
Who cares? Let's figure out if it's empty, claim the title, and get out of here.
Well, this one may warrant some overtime.
Pipes, network of surface pipes spread throughout the facility, the veins of the industrial body. Metastasized corrosion has eaten away the Deep Sea 15 signage. Reinforced walls. Steel walls here seem to have been built doubly thick, while common in construction and KCC and containing high pressure environments. Strikes you as somewhat unusual to find such a sturdy wall housing rig facilities. Storage. Hastily packed luggage intermixed with containers filled with spare parts. pair of seawater tanks for water for use by the crew. You're not quite sure how fresh the water is, though considering how long it may have been standing here. Yeah, standing water, not really great. Fan blades, massive fan blades dissipate heat from the electro pump power generation room below. Heavy storm gate mechanism components are shielded by earth enclosure. Oh, I can probably use that fuse. Repair that.
Door won't budge.
Yeah. Rig this size, those bulkheads are magnetically sealed.
Something's not right. All this equipment, why would they leave it?
You've heard of gift horses, I presume.
Yeah. And Trojan horses.
An informative poster features basic information about the power distribution layout for TS-15. The code AAFGJJAA is legible. JJ being circled. Start push button. JJ. Okay.
These fuse boxes are tricky, but the control unit should work now.
Perfect. Nice. Alright, let's go. Come on.
Need something to pry this lock.
Oh, you mean like something straight and metallic? Too bad someone lost our crowbar, isn't it?
Hey, that seagull was eating my sandwich.
Fair. That's fair. Okay. Did she say she could cross that beam? I don't know where else to go. Yeah.
I can do this.
Charlie, I mean it. We can't afford this right now.
What does that mean?
It means when risks catch up with you, they catch up with me too. Charlie, goddammit.
I made it, Mac. It's fine.
It was fine this time.
I know my limits.
That's not the point. The point is if you get hurt with our debt, we lose the boat too. Haven't we lost enough?
That's why we're here.
This woman.
Huh. Okay. Death drop. The cavernous area below hums with turbulent winds and echoes of ocean waves bearing down on structure supports. Bent balustrade. Something large and heavy forced these balustrades to near collapse. Whether it fell into the ocean below or was cleared by hand, no trace of the culprit remains. Void. Section of the ocean rig has suffered from the violent gravity of collapsing architecture, tearing away walkways and supports as they fall from above. Glass walkway. The walkway leading to the crew facilities has become a twisted mass of steel and cable. A cumbrous aluminum enclosure stuffed with a chaotic assortment of exotic apparatus and equipment. Bulkhead. More double-layered steel walls encase the facility interiors. The cost must have been staggering, though it begs the question as to why it was felt they needed. Glass walkway. A walkway leading to the facilities has become a twisted mass of steel and cable. Also collapse behind me now. Okay. Glass walkway. At this height, the wind begins to tug and pull at exposed architecture. The beginnings of a howl starting to form as air gusts through the skeletal remains of the walkway.
A lot of damage here. Storm must have done this.
Please be careful.
This isn't my first rodeo, Mac.
Glass crane. Prolonged exposure to the elements has essentially entrapped the crane within a thick coat of rust. This way. Portal window. Condensation blankets the interior portal window. A dull light allows you to make out the various shapes of machinery within. Twisted handrail. A warped handrail, likely victim to the occurrence that took out the rest of the walkway.
Looks like this is the only way in. It's rusted shut.
Twisted rod. Thick. This heavy-duty rod looks as if it was part of a crane and was hastily jammed into the window hinge to keep it very securely shut. Probably shouldn't have taken it off. Maybe we can give that to him. He needed something to open that one area.
Lock's magnetic. If I had something strong and flat, I could probably pry it open. Damned seagulls.
Huh. Bend. Hey, good. Straight rod. Yeah, baby. Now there's a decent weapon that may come in handy.
And got it. Now let's get that power back on.
I would really appreciate that.
Take a look in here. Stall turbine. The beating heart of the massive rig sits silent. Generator room. Energy is distributed throughout the rig by this massive machinery. Transformer. This complex apparatus increases the voltage of power generation system. Turbine starter. To activate these old turbines, a gas catalyst is used. This old mechanism powers the entire platform, which is rather remarkable. Okay. Thrust away. Okay. That probably can go to her.
Out of fuel, looks like.
Okay. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna need fuel first before I can do anything with that. So we'll put that over there. grab an item. Okay. Oh, damaged hose. Okay, the hose is damaged too. Okay. Is that all that? Well, I guess we can probably use the duct tape with the hose, right? Actually, I think she's probably gonna have to do that. She's got a bunch of stuff over here. She's the one who's supposed to fix things. So that,
And
good.
voila! Airtight.
There you go again, using fancy words, making yourself look smarter than me.
Honey, I don't need fancy words for that.
Alright, so give that back to him. He can put that back in there. Alright, good. This is still empty. Empty fuel cylinder. These babies can run for at least a week without needing a refill. I assume this injects fuel into the gas turbine and starts the power generation process. The cylinder is bone dry. I don't know if she's gonna go ahead and throw it to her. She's got the rust away. It's probably not a good idea to get this on your hands.
Rust in peace.
Good work there.
Thanks. Heading inside.
Good. Okay. Good. Alright. Head inside. Open portal window. Window has sprung open with great gusto. A gamey aroma wafts from the space behind.
Oh, whoa.
Dark as
It's
hell.
dark. Power's off here.
I think I got a light on me. Wow, there's a lot of ways to go. Obstruction. The crates are stuck in the way, are stacked in a way that clearly suggests they were intended as a barricade. Alright, probably don't want to... What are they barricading out or in? Oh yeah, that looks good. Oh, God.
Warning. Elevated heart rate detected.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Charlie, what is that?
It's a body.
Okay, that's it. Get back to the boat.
No, Mac. It's okay.
It's okay? It's a body. A really messed up one, too. We're out of here. Authorities can deal with this.
It's not like we haven't seen bodies before. Remember the Starfall?
That was different. It was a contract. We knew there was going to be...
And now we know the same thing here.
Charlie.
We can do this.
We don't have any idea what's going on here. Whatever killed him could kill us, too.
Exactly. We don't know. We don't know if it's dangerous or if it isn't. So, we stay until we find out.
Charlie.
Just a little further, Mac. We need this. We need it. You know I'm right.
A little further. The next time I call it. It's called.
Yeah, great. Flayed man. The final meal of a sacrificed man has spilled on the ground. In the dim light, the slaughter-soaked concrete glistens. Bowels. A wispy web of meat stretched lazily upwards, whatever craft or device holding them aloft hidden in the darkness above. The strands dance and oscillate in time with dust particles, brought to life by the drafty air, beads of blood hanging from the tendrils, each reflecting a dot of light, a profane decoration with necrotic wings. How old is this place supposed to be? Like, shouldn't this be pretty much, like, rotted away?
This
God.
looks
Like what?
like it's staged, like a ritual.
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
God, they opened the ribcage from the back. Damn. You have something in your mouth? Opposing equipment moves over the back of the room, likely a dormant filter or processor for specific liquids. It also seems to have been used as an impromptu location to store scrap. PDA. Steve Cameron, technician. I've been assigned to assist Dr. Elspeth. Should she require anything to be lifted or transported, apparently her bones are messed up, soft as chalk. It feels like I am on Vulcan Death Watch again. Did I mention she smells like zinc and brimstone? She's got bone brittle disease. Or brittle bone disease. 37 log entries were erased remotely. Sir, we've lost comms with the mule. Impossible to say for sure, but all the connections going dead simultaneously doesn't seem like a mechanical error. I hear our occupying force is communicating below just fine. I guarantee they've noticed the mule's comms are down, and they don't seem bothered. Captain, my take. They cut the comms to control the flow of information from the mule. Don't want anyone accidentally learning about what's happening down there. If I'm right, they're doing cleanup rather than containment, and we need to make sure we don't start looking like we need a wash. Cat told me that most systems have been shut down remotely. Any attempt to use them brings up an error saying DC-15 no longer exists, as it's now listed as lost. I did stuff like this during my time with Blue Haven in the 70s. We called it a goat fuck operation. Evacuate with personnel and data we can, then burn the place to the ground. The standard procedure was set the site to self-destruct. This buys time to generate plausible deniability and shape an internal narrative. I'm texting all channels. Is someone there? The last thing I remember was helping move cargo, captain's orders, and then something heavy hit me on the head, knocking me out. Dr. Elspeth was the only one in the room with me. I woke up covered in blood and not a living soul around. What the hell happened here? A ton of debris washed up on the landing. Light jackets and equipment from Sebastian. I won't tell the captain. He is not coping well. Oh, sweet mother. The bell came back, and something climbed out. I heard screams. They didn't sound human. Okay. To Captain Haskin. Cap, I got the sentry gun up and running, and by some miracle I also got the DNA sniffer working. So if we can get a sample from that skin job, we can target it specifically. I've seen these rounds perforate tank plating out in the field, so anything that gets so much as grazed will be reduced to chunky mints. The battery was fried, so I spliced its cabling into the power grid. It should stay operational while we have power, and it has ammo. Also, uploads to Luna finished while I was working, so they got whatever data they wanted. Soon after, the system started doing a local scrub of our servers. It took a while, but I managed to catch that it was scrubbing every mention of this operation from our system. I have a feeling that our time is up. Tick-tock, that's all I hear. Goat fuck operations always end in a large explosion. No explosion then? Sid didn't make it. I heard his scream, and then he was gone. Cap, you were sleeping when I left. I'm heading out now to deal with the old generator. The gas needs a refill. I should be done before anything goes to hell. Lock the door just in case, please, Cap. I need to head out to supplies and start jerry-rigging the long-range radio so this works out for our benefit. This sounds sentimental and somewhat ridiculous given the circumstances, but I will grab some flowers from cold storage. I know Yvette loves yellow daisies, and we would feel better if we sent her off respectfully. Chin up. See you soon, Cap. And then it starts over. Okay. JJ, AA, BN, FG. Okay, so everything's scratched out except for FG and JJ. Okay. Is there nothing I need to do with this? Like, it really felt like just a hand move I needed. It is shimmering. I don't think so. Husband has apparently made it less pretzel-like. I think it was prettier when it was twisted up. This rare earth magnet is strong as all heck. I wonder... No. Give that back to you. Whoop, I didn't want to switch. Back to her. Okay, well, maybe I have to take it off or something and then go this way. Variegated hanging chains clink quietly in the soft currents of the draft. Elevator panel. The elevator doors are operated by this control panel. Unknown console. It is unclear what purpose this piece of equipment serves. The best guess is that it analyzes whatever is dropped into the receiver, but it's impossible to know without power. Got tarp. A couple of these weighty foil tarps have been used to cover the steel framework piercing through the center of the room, though not much headway was made before the attempt was abandoned.
Look at this. Fuel cylinder resupply station.
Functional.
Looks it.
That'll come in handy.
Okay, so I need that. Real quick. Is this where the... Oh, there's another barricade here? The other side of the barrier. It strikes you that you are not quite sure which side of the barricade was meant to be cut off. Yeah. That is the thing. Right. Ooh. Okay. Where did you go? Here? EST. What? Let's see if this said anything over here. Okay, no. How do I know what the mixture's supposed to be? Oh, okay. I guess I had to flip everything. Sure. You take that. I have to go over here. Wait. Like this. Put that there. Okay. Oh!
Mac, where are you? Where are you?
Okay. So clearly that wasn't correct. Okay, so I guess I can't just fill that willy-nilly. Okay. What the hell? Death number 1. Okay, so What did I do wrong there? Don't know. What was I supposed to do different? Maybe that wasn't correct. Probably wasn't. I put the thing back in there. Okay. There's gotta be some sort of that meaningless. Let's go here. The best screwdrivers have comfortable handles. Unfortunately, this is not one of them. Fixing to peg a dolphin clean in the noggin with his beauty. Means I guess he wants to throw it out to sea. Yeah, I'm just not sure. Yeah. Let me go out here. I want to see if one up here maybe shows something different. Don't know I don't see there. How I get this operational? Oh, okay. Damn. Okay. Disabled security implant. I'm sure that's not blood. Yes, it's only ketchup. Okay, so what the hell is this gonna be used with? Security. Okay, he's got flowers shoved into his eyes. Okay. Odd. I go. That's the portal I came in. So I need to figure out what the mixture is for that bottle.
Damn. Without power, this elevator's not going anywhere.
Working on it.
Work faster.
Oh, I mean, we kind of need you to figure out what the... Yeah. That's the problem, is I don't know what's right. Okay. Just save real quick. Okay. Try this. I have no idea if this is gonna work. Okay.
I get the feeling the solution on this one has to be more than one piece. Might need to look around for the answers.
Okay, so that wasn't quite correct. Okay. Oh, this is okay, this is what we need to push on the panel. Okay, so it's gotta be that, those two, so corners, the two right next to that corner, and that bottom corner. Okay. You take this. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. So, corner, corner, this, and this. That seems correct. Alright, now let's adjust that. Let's see if we can get this bastard going. Hey! Great. Controller station. This robust console provides the optimal operation mechanism for the electric power generator. Okay. This distribution control input. Correct substation sequence. I think this one was JJ. This one was AA. This one was AA. What last one was? It was written up here though. FG. Okay. What? Pretty sure that it was JJ. Power grid failure. Okay. JJ was circle. Maybe we just do JJ. I seem to recall here was substation notice. So this says that FG and JJ are the only ones that I guess are maybe working. So it's probably going to be just the FG and the JJ, perhaps.
And let there be light.
Good work. Problem though.
What?
Can't access the rig schematics. There's a security lockdown. Stand by.
Mapping vector updated.
Okay, I'm in. There's a control room through that sealed door on the upper deck. If we're gonna override the lockdown, that's where we do it.
Got it, I'll check it out. So, yeah. No chance I'm squeezing through this.
What about Moses?
You're kidding.
He's helped sort scrap before. Already has a comm rig and a QSD. We can trade items with him just like we do with each other.
I don't like talking to him. Every time he asks about...
He was with her when it happened.
It happened because of him.
That's not fair.
I'm just saying what it is. She jumped in after him.
It's still not fair.
Fine, I'll get the damn bear.
Here, take his key. And be nice.
Charlie keeps his key around her neck for some reason. Not fair. I can't. I'm bad.
I am Moses. I am Hope's best friend.
Hope isn't here, Moses.
Ah, yes. I remember. The water. I do not like water. She tried to...
Head up to the top of the rig. I need you to squeeze through an open door there.
I will not see Hope again.
Head up to the top of the rig. Get through the door. Now.
Yes, Mac.
Okay. He doesn't have any kind of stuff.
I miss Hope, Charlie.
I do too.
I miss playing with her.
I do too.
Is it wrong to wish I could stop missing her? Sometimes I feel guilty for wishing it.
No. I think that, it isn't wrong at all.
My Charlie. I do not like water. In water you are powerless. There is a lot of water here. Water is unsafe. I do not like water.
It'll be dry inside. I promise, Mouth.
My Charlie. Charlie Mac, I am inside.
Okay. Now you need to get to the control room. It's on the other side of that bulkhead.
Putrid air. The interior radiates an unusually high heat, made worse by a pungent aroma of rot that permeates the air. Secured crates, various cartons of non-processed food have been stuffed into these containers. Many months worth of leaks from rain to faulty pipes generally maintained by regular upkeep have flooded the floors and doused the interior with humidity. Cooled water, soggy pieces of detritus float in the thin film of liquid muck that covers the floor. Ducts and pipes, likely carrying boiling water, are distilled from the ocean.
This place smells bad. I would like to go home now.
Gotta be fucking kidding me.
Language, Mac.
I know, Moses. It's okay. We'll leave soon. I promise.
I will leave soon.
Notice board. A series of notice boards displaying a variety of materials, rotation schedules, a notice of arrivals and departures of staff, notifications and sign-ups for crew activity. The TV schedule and regulation reminders are dotted around adverts for company products and personalized iconography. Rot. The unwelcome aroma of damp intermingling with rot permeates the room in a scene of chaos, with furniture driven aside and handfuls of paper left to disintegrate in standing water blanketing the floor. Pool table. Forlorn.
This is not safe for children to eat.
Look at that. Food's still on the plates.
Yeah. They left in a hurry.
Or didn't leave at all.
The forlorn pool table was shoved to the side. Dampness has copiously ruined the felt, and mold has claimed much of the remaining base. Furniture. Overturned table and chairs speak to a panic scene, either pushed to the side to make room for something being moved through, or a victim of trapped frustration. Broken window. A web of glass fractures burst outward from an impact point in the window. Most likely done with one of the nearby chairs. The windows here are heavy-duty glass, considering it hasn't shattered despite its damage. Oh, our collectible VHS found. No? Okay.
Kitchens can be dangerous places. Utensils, sharp objects, and powered equipment should always be stored safely.
Window. False rain trickles down the window exterior, presumably from a cracked pipe above. Damp consumables, a tall collection of mugs, plates, and utensils, all caked with a thick layer of rotten leftovers. Stink is invasive and aggressive, and proximity would invoke profound nausea. Rack. Small mountain of plastic cutlery, plates, and bowls. Ice traps within and underneath the overturned rack. Water bottles over a dozen water bottles are reserved for cooking. Whatever chemicals were mixed into the water have long since begun to separate, spreading a sickly stain within the interior. Menu. A pair of menus listing the meals and ingredients are sectioned by corporate, and a list of what provisions are delivered weekly. Rotting food. A sickly green mold has spread across the rotting food. Tells whatever was stored in needs to be removed before or after the rack is flipped over. Spoiled food. Rows and piles of processed foods and company mandated ingredients. Conspicuously untouched in the kitchen, otherwise stripped of most supplies. Yeah. Sid Cookie Monster Mason, chef. My Christmas lunch menu is Peruvian string beans and oyster soup, followed by prime rib and pickled eggs with a chestnut dressed salad on the side. Dessert will be clover leaf rolls dipped in honey. Double rations for your drinking pleasure. caught a glimpse of Dr. K's new pet this morning. She's been growing some tumorous meatballs in Baron's lab. I swear I heard her cooing to it as though it were a newborn while she carried it around in a napkin. Her obsession with mixing her bodily fluids into organic morsels she can find is getting to me. That's looking weird. While cooking breakfast this morning, I suddenly panicked when she somehow contaminated the ingredients. Not long ago, I found one of her fish in the extended storage freezers covered in pustules. A weird mucus-like goop crawled out of its gills and across the drawer interior. I swear to God, its dead eyes were staring at me as if pleading. I asked Steve to toss it, burn the drawer, and order a replacement, but I can still smell the thing no matter how much I wash. I was asked to whip up a batch of goodnight juice for Kurt. He's still having those bad dreams. Tasty blend of synthetic opioids, cough syrup, sedative hypnotics, and essential oils will have him sleeping like a baby in the States. I am genuinely happy that I went through all that effort to get a transfer topside. I was cooking down there long enough to get a whiff of what they were digging up. Imagine being in lockdown there. I wonder what Abdulaziz is okay. I doubt we still count as friends after the way we parted, but I wouldn't want anything terrible to happen to him. It's that Sid asshole Corbin who keeps me from visiting. Gotta say, it's been a luxury not needing to worry about random security inspections, cavity searches, or its dipshit attitude. No longer a holy man. I'm no longer a holy man, but I've been praying that some black ops thug who stakes before Posner puts a few rounds in his plastic face for target practice. Yeah, that would put a smile on my dial. Great news! The company rescue boat, Sebastian, is being prepped for departure. We've been tasked with loading boxes of reports and crates of artifacts aboard. There is barely enough space on deck for all this treasure, so I'm not sure where we will batten down. The ship's crew seem to shudder with disgust whenever they look at us. They aren't even Navy. These guys look like bullet stoppers. Whatever. Too tired to care. And I'm glad most of us will be off this miserable platform in an hour. I hope Abdulaziz joins us. Hell no, I don't say that name. 12 log entries for remotely erased remotely. Guess we're part of the collateral after all. As the ship departed, I saw Baron and several executives watching us bleed the way a child watches a worm eat insect from the inside. This was the first time I allowed myself to really see his face. It will stay with me to the grave. Captain Diaz called a strategy meeting. An animal caught in a trap will gnaw its own leg off to escape. We'll survive this together. Wow, that is... Oh, back out here. Alright.
The floor is slippery here. Children should be cautious.
Gas reservoir. A pair of tanks containing compressed air. One tank seems to have recently sprung a leak, likely due to a lack of maintenance. Control room bulkhead. Massive magnetic clamps ensure that the bulkhead access point can be shut in the case of a breach.
The door is closed.
You're small. Find a way in.
I will try. My Mac.
Light flickers through the air vent, revealing a sickly pulsating light beyond. Okay. I'm gonna need a screwdriver.
Goodness. This could cause injury if it lays here.
I'm gonna cause injury to you if you keep spouting out public service announcements. This is a deep sea installation. Everything on it's dangerous, okay?
Just ignore him, Mose.
Bye, Charlie.
I'll say this for him, he breaks things apart really well.
Thank you, Mac.
Oh, it's like, do I really reflect this? Okay. Go through.
I'm in the control room.
Good work, Mose. Now, can you find an access point and override the security lock?
Am I allowed to do that, Charlie?
We're giving you permission.
Can he do that?
Yeah, he can. I've, kind of improved his design. He's a very smart bear now.
I am a very smart bear now.
I really like the bear. Observation bay. Morbidly, it seems the staff were abandoned along with the facility. Right. Steel tubes carry data cables and control signals to the rest of the DC-15 cockpit. Papers. Numerous clips of paper lying. Oh, it says help us. I didn't notice that until lighting flashed. Okay. Or help me. Body. Dead consoles. There are a series of work terminals and readouts from long range and local communications, weather readouts, and structure integrity reports, but unfortunately only one seems to be powered. Corpse. The humid air has resulted in the feeding of the top to the bone. The back of the chair is visible through a high-caliber sentry gun is programmed to automatically aim and fire at targets identified by its genetic sensors. Okay.
Guns are not toys.
What the hell? What the frick?
Children should not try this.
God. Okay, why was that still going? I don't have a real heart, but I do have a brain. Screwdrivers are not toys. No, because they will poke your eye out. This has some red paint on it, and it smells like nuts. Sometimes Matt put magnets on my head to hold his beer. This is a metal stick for reaching under chairs so that Charlie can retrieve toys. It's so weird he has his own way of looking at things. Like, if I were to look at that curve, a biopower heart source is still functional. Too bad this one is mostly meat and veins. Back through my previous screwdriver at a dolphin and beginning to think he has anger issues. This rare earth magnet is strong as all heck. Yeah, it's so weird. They have their own way of looking at stuff. had one of these implants in my right foot back in my army days. What a useless door locking mechanism. Grab that.
What is it?
Separated the power source from this heart. Was completely embedded into the meat.
Wash your hands, Mac.
Tiny mobile power source that could connect to just about anything. Alright, go back to the bear. This makes the hair on my body stand up like a cornfield. Okay. The shimmering plastic of the body bag bulges as though the contents are straining to get out. The enthusiastically barred door hints at the size of the facility within.
Hello, I am Moses. What is your name?
Moses found another body.
Getting a really bad feeling here.
Just a little further.
Oh, Captain. Donald Big D Heskin. Captain. You will make all indulgences to our representative Baron, as if he were kind stuff. As of this 0800, the mule has initiated quarantine. Supplies and water will be rationed, so listen up, fuzznuts. If this is your first quarantine experience, crockery only gets washed once a day. I'm starting to not be able to talk. After evening chow. One flush only. Get used to the shitter smell or pucker up. You get one freshwater shower a day. I'll be keeping an eye out on the meters. One meal pack per employee, company, or commission per shift. These restrictions do not apply to corporates. We'll adjust rationing to accommodate their schedule and proclivities. I'll be hassling the mule for updates on how long this will last. Hopefully, it's only a drill like last time. It's been 3 weeks since this lockdown quarantine bullshit started. Somebody really humped the bunk. I miss you, Yvette. I hope you are safe down there. 25 days in and still no updates. Not a word from Yvette. The banging and shouting you've been hearing over the last hour would be the unannounced arrival of a SEC team. The ship they arrived on, the Sebastian, is moored to the DS-15 Dock 5, which is out of bounds. Do not screw with these guys. They stormed the facility like they were raiding a goddamn drug lab and had itchy trigger fingers for anyone standing in their way. These war chickens are taking orders directly from corporate, and the rest of us are just in the way. I'm available if you have any questions or concerns, but keep your eyes open for God's sake. Keep your distance. Keep it together, Don. Your crew needs you. Yvette will be fine. Two Deep Sea 15 crews. I've got more bad news. The weather service has alerted us to a mother of a large shitstorm approaching our mobile Chernobyl from the southwest. Our own ping jockeys predict that we've got 9 hours before it hits, so tend to any hatches, bulkheads. You know the drill. Get those supplies strapped down or brought in, and make sure your assigned cargo has been mag-locked. I want everything to be ship-shape. Let's not take any chances here. The storm looks like an angry one, and the grunt work will help us keep our minds off things. 49 log messages were remotely erased remote. Attention. storm rocket in 2 hours, we were given the marching order. Pack up your shit and get to Dock 5 in 30 minutes. No exceptions. Move it. Kane's Reign. Someone at HQ didn't want us talking and flipped the kill switch. All outgoing net functionality is dead, with a single exception. Kane Luna. It's the only place our hardware is talking to right now. By the looks of it, it's a hell of a conversation. Mule comms are still good, but our broadcast blackout means they're also cut off from the rest of the world. I'm starting to think that's the point. The Mule hardline died. No chatter from Kane Luna. Screams for maintenance. Part of me regrets not boarding the Sebastian when it left, but I couldn't abandon my crew or Yvette. It's nice to have her close, even like this. Dead. That's a bear. I keep wondering if I could have saved her if I'd fought my way down earlier. Rationally, I know they'd have shot both of us, but maybe it would have been better to die together instead of just fighting her too late. I'll meet my maker soon. Waiting is agony. I'm just too tired for it. But I think it would be nice to watch the fireworks go. Sit together one last time before everything is crashing down, listening to our hearts beat in tune as we join the next. Okay, so that's her, I guess. That heart was still beating in the back. Okay, shot with something. Okay, so wait, I can interact with this. Okay, I probably can do this. Alright. Mule. Well, yeah, this is great. Dial up. Okay.
Connection secure. Firewall override. Access granted.
Improved. I see what you mean. He's actually useful now.
Mac, please be nice.
It's a damn toy.
Not to her. He wasn't.
Exterior and interior bulkheads are cycling pre-checks. Please be patient.
Mag doors are gonna open.
Center gun also prohibited. Completed power cell. Hold on. have to be. Oh wait, I bet it doesn't have any power. Never mind. That's fine. Get this. Maybe put that in the implant then.
That actually worked.
What did you do, Charlie?
Just mimicked the sound of a human heart to get this security implant to work. Nothing big.
So smart, Charlie. I see why you keep him around.
Nice. The implant can now be used to gain access to restricted areas on this platform. However, it appears that the remaining power is limited to a single use. I want to draw this with my crayon. Charlie is such a whiz at fixing stuff. I am the muscles, she's the brain. But it's just this annoying stepchild. Okay, so okay. What do I need to What do I need to do here? Ah! Nice. Good. Made it down. Blood. Clumps of dried viscera still cling to the ground. The sight and scent of which make your primal instincts spike. The hope that the splatter was caused by a dropped corpse is hardly comforting, but the alternative is too terrible to consider. Blood bags. Putrid excretions have stained the canvas sheet.
Oh, Jesus. I got 2 more bodies here.
Like the ones upstairs?
No. No, these are worse. And they're in body bags.
I'm getting really close to calling this, Charlie.
I don't know why you haven't already. Although I don't know how she came back to this shit. Dark water. Dark shapes occasionally brush against the underwater light, only hinting at their size and form as they slide through the water. Yeah, that's comforting. Ready? Undersea lamps illuminate the water's surface. Shards of brightness flickered at the tips of the waves. Still, beyond a few feet, visibility is consumed by the abyssal darkness of the ocean. I'm gonna go.
What the hell? This isn't an oil rig, Mac. It's some kind of lab.
Yeah, I see it. It explains why there's no AIS. Yeah. They're operating off the grid out here.
But why?
Okay. EA wall. The wall tiling brings to mind the type of rundown laundromats found in seedy parts of town. Whoever worked here seemed to have left in a hurry, leaving paper-strewn and specimens abandoned mid-analysis.
Mac, look at this. It looks ancient. Like a fossil.
And not human, either. I like this place less and less.
Room dividers. A row of transparent dividers separates this room from the next. While they do little to bar entry, they convey that only those with valid credentials or equipment are permitted beyond. Padded surfaces. Both walls and floor are covered with thick padding, presumably to offer protection to any valuable or fragile items of interest
I don't know. Whatever it is, it's ancient. And doesn't have anything to do with Cain.
Wow. Carved disc. A large coin-shaped disc dominates this side of the room. The quality with which the stone has been sculpted suggests it was made with modern-day equipment, though the numerous symbols emblazoned on the surface do not resemble any glyphs you recognize. Man, I think we're gonna start getting some crafty and shit here, and I am all here. I'm all about it. Plastic sheets. A long curtain of plastic sheeting surrounds the interior operating rooms, or quarantine facility. Either association is a pleasant implication. Cage of carved bone wraps around a black monolith of unknown origin. Desk. Various documents and scrawled notes blanket portions of the workstations, otherwise populated by a collection of archaic occult textbooks, academic journals, and digital cassettes. That looks very Cthulhian. Okay, hold on. First things first. Because at here, correspond skeleton. Let me look at the Ah. Oh yeah, you look insane. K. Elspeth, biochemist. I'm slowly growing accustomed to my condition following an unfortunate incident. In many ways, the noose hanging over my head has sharpened my intuition and emboldened my drive. I am beginning to accept that it was a necessary catastrophe that allowed me to push beyond my present capabilities. The downside is that I have no one to consult on scientific matters. The other research staff here waddle in minor work, while the rest are goons trained only in manual labor. My closest peer is the occult expert Baron. Still, we are forbidden from addressing him directly or making eye contact, which is a ludicrous authoritarian move. Still, even in isolation, I have ideas. I've been thinking about how I can turn this curse of mine into a boon. I'm curious to see how it would affect other biomatter. Watching the cook sit at the edge of the platform and fish gave me an idea where I could find suitable test samples. I may not have access to that sexy mule research, but my position affords me some perks, including shared samples. I have been analyzing a fascinating sample from Alpha's old Sheila project, based on a generated model. Its vestigial organs appear to have no use. The eyes were hollow sacks of fluid. The legs were different sizes. But Sheila is not the Holy Grail. It is merely an evolutionary stepping stone. I can't pronounce that. 139 is our salvation, but it remains beyond my grasp as a mere Cain supplicant. I say it's like Terrapedia Scalinensis. Mr. Darren, while I understand that proper procedure must be followed, your ignorance threatens my research and well-being. Unfortunately, corporate is currently preoccupied with organizing the Omega construction, so I am forced to debase myself by going through you to obtain my injections. Don't confuse these for some farcical dietary supplement. Without them, the nanites in my blood would corrode my bones to a point of shattering, after which the insane nanites would perpetually rebuild the shards into increasingly hideous forms. It is not a pleasant experience, nor one that correlates with a long life expectancy. If my calcium injections aren't on the next shipment, I will ensure that your contract is terminated and your mother is thrown to the gutters. Label these as the highest priority. My life and your continued employment depend on it. I don't mean to gloat, but my work has yielded impressive results. The introduction of my nanites has revived cells within the bone marrow samples, and they continue to divide at a healthy rate. Moreover, the resultant growth continues to expand exponentially. It will soon be complex enough to allow for an internal biological analysis of the retrieved corpses. I managed to synthesize my very own PS-139 from the remains brought here for Baron. Watching the bioculture mature fills me with pride and relief. It will mark my milestone achievement, one of the few I've managed since we first arrived chasing those signals. I also admit to some dark pleasure in knowing I was right to stay, despite Dr. Alcabor's attempts to replace me with Dr. Yamada. Unfortunately, although predictably, others are covetous of success. Due to shifting scope, the experiment and all relevant documentation will be reallocated and escalated. Baron will be taking ownership, and the sample will be moved down to his lab. I doubt I'll get credit beyond a footnote. Fortunately, owing to my meticulous work process, I have copies of my work that I'll be keeping. If Kane isn't interested in giving credit where it's due, I'll find someone who is. I made contact with an old friend on the mule. He is eager to share his findings to Sid Mason. Listen here, you little bilge turd. I will personally report you to Baron if you improperly dispose of my specimens again. I won't have a baseborn interfering with company business. I should have thrown you in the brig. I demand to know who else was involved. As if working with His Highness Baron and his proxylosis problem wasn't bad enough, nothing functions properly on this floating rust bucket. They are all interfering weasels here. If Kane catches a whiff of my side projects, there may be a problem. I've told my connection that our clock is now ticking. Yeah, it's pretty late. I'll probably end here soon. Stephen Cameron, Mr. Cameron, I need you to hurry to my lab. The evacuation will wrap up within a few hours. Mule operations have concluded, and the bell has been recalled. As such, you will be required to carry specific equipment aboard the Sebastian. I am currently occupied with processing and collecting crucial documentation, but I have earmarked the relevant machines for your convenience. Consider this your apology to me for disposing of my chordata samples. Oh yes, your friend squealed like a pig when I applied the right pressure. If a mission of guilt is beyond your character, I imagine the promise of escaping several weeks of water and food rationing would be a more appropriate motivator. Report PDA K Elspeth number 87121112, flown to the device 000-813-AB. I scribbled the code to the Chimera mass storage unit on one of the reports, and I cannot find it for my life. But not to worry, I have the research encoded on a data disk. I am leaving this PDA as a backup should I return. Onward to a bright future. That's the code. Okay. Four-eyed skeleton. Odd-looking skeleton. The cracked, jagged, childlike skeleton is displayed on a medical examination. Okay, elongated head. Wide. Okay. Damn. $180? Maybe that's supposed to be it. 180. Okay, I'm gonna go back in that back room in a second. Just want to check out here. Edge. The sounds of waves lapping at the edges of the walkway echo through the room, while the intermingling sense of salt and rot empower a sense of claustrophobia. A diving bell hangs suspended over the moon pool. The water and iris of the falls into place. Curved walls. The steel walls curved to mirror the interior. The metallic cage to confine whatever may emerge from the depths below. Diving bell. An immense apparatus hangs in the air, supported by the groaning arms of metal lattice work. I'll wait to go inside that thing. Similar to the bones that are out there. Closed. Okay.
Huh. Look at these drawings.
I like these. They are pretty.
You and I have very different definitions of pretty. Bear.
Okay. Yeah. FFGH4X. Okay. Okay, so it's 4 numbers. Whatever. Okay. Still give me the angry face.
I need the code for this thing. I always write mine down, in spite of Moses' cautioning on password protection.
Coverstone notes redacted. A volcanic rock we have only found on the redacted carvings made from an advanced redacted instrument. Redacted, not redacted known. Okay. Okay.
Wow. The diving bell? It's huge. I mean, this thing can take an enormous amount of pressure.
How far down do you think they were going?
With equipment like this, deep. Very deep.
Can you hack that?
Not by myself. Moses, I'm gonna need your help here.
My Charlie.
Good. Blank data. Didn't realize they're still using the disk anymore. However, I do know they can hold a tremendous amount of data. This gotta be part of the code. I mean, it looks like it's 180, so maybe something 180. Oh, here we go. 1809. That's it. Gotta be it. Okay. Yeah. Good. Ew. Okay. What the hell is this? Ew, I'm sure I saw this amorphous blob move. I suspect they grew this from the bone marrow extract from that weird-looking skeleton. Ugh. Let's see what the bear has to say about it. Picky fun. Hope would love to play with it. Where on God's green earth did Charlie find this thing? Is that an eye? I swear it has an eye. Okay, so guessing we can use that box. If I remember correctly, this said something about this. Okay, so I now know what the nails are in there for to hang that piece of wood. I need to get the battery working though, so I think I need him to go and get that. bell has sprung back to life, displaying the sickly green light of fully charged. This is busy and bursting with energy and getting warm like Moses. So we have all of that.
Something has activated behind me. Something colourful. Hope loved colours.
Okay, hollow table. Ghostly visage floats silently above the hollow table. It appears to show a man-made structure made of floor. Great. Okay.
What the hell was that?
I opened the door.
A door? What'd you use, dynamite?
Guns are not toys, Mac.
He has a gun now?
What are you complaining about? He didn't shoot you.
Not yet.
I am a very smart bear now.
No target. Battery systems? No. Okay. Let's go. Door is now open. Okay. Oh, good. Third now.
I'm here, Charlie.
Good work, Moses. I need you to override the terminal inside the big metal ball. Can you do that?
Yep.
I am a smart bear now. This place is not safe or happy. Children should not play here.
No, we don't have a child here. In comparison to the surroundings, the diving bell's operator's terminal appears to be rather antiquated. However, appearances can be deceiving. Torn pages of an operating manual are doused with water. The text is fairly legible, but it is apparent that the diving bell can be submerged at great depths. I think these say the same thing no matter who you're. Yeah, no matter who you're up, they say the same thing.
Connection secure. Attempting firewall override.
Charlie, computer says doors are open. I'm heading your way.
Okay, roger that.
I'm inside. This place is leaking bad.
Seem intact?
It's solid. Kane built it like they build everything. To last. Rest in peace, Captain. May your mind reach the Nexus.
You really think he had a transcendence implant?
You never know.
Those bodies. Maybe a shark attack?
Wounds are too uniform. Shark teeth rip the shit out of flesh.
Language, Mac.
What about that guy upstairs? The damage on him?
Yeah, that was something else. Intentional. Maybe someone lost it. You know, went psycho.
Yeah.
don't think we should be doing this. We don't have any idea where this thing goes.
Correct.
It goes down.
You know what I mean.
I'm not going back to the boat. You can leave if you want to, but I'm staying.
God damn it, you take too many risks, too easily.
And you don't fight hard enough for things that are important. Mac, this one time, will you just trust me? We're all we've got left.
We're all we've got left.
Fine. Okay. Okay.
This place has been abandoned, right? How do you trust this thing to actually bring you back up?
This thing just keeps on going.
Have we ever been this deep?
Deep.
Yeah, the Crozier was close.
Not by half. That was under an ice shelf.
Deep?
I love that job. It's good, clean salvage. In and out, no surprises. No bodies.
We are deep.
Yes, there are bodies. We've worked with bodies before. So far, there's been
So
nothing.
far.
Why?
I'm
deep?
sorry, Mac, but you know I'm right. You know without this, we're at a dead end. We won't be able
Are we
to.
underwater?
Just for a little while, Mose.
I do not like water. In water you are powerless.
At least the bear gets it.
What the hell is that? Holy shit. I couldn't tell if that was a statue. Oh god, okay. Oh, never mind. Is that a crab inside a shell? Or a skull? It is. Mobile underwater laboratory environment, mule. Makes sense. Okay. Chapter 2. All beneath.
Warning. Docking bay depressurized. No atmosphere present. Warning.
Well, glad it told us. We'd be dead in 90 seconds in there.
Not just us. If there's no life support, does that mean there's no survivors?
Charlie Mac, I do not need life or support.
Lucky you.
Yes. Moses, go for it. See if you can pressurize everything out there.
Alright, so I think this is the perfect place to stop. Finish chapter 2 have a great night. See y'all later. Bye-bye.